Happy Tuesday, my friends! Dork Discourse, baby! Sorry, I always have to like silently mime my excitement as I grasp for the unmute button. But what is up, friends? Charlie, Pontycoin, Sean, Alice, Jerry, Daniel, let's go! Thank you all for being here. Happy Tuesday, happy Dork Discourse. Tom is mere seconds away. I can guarantee that. I know for a fact. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Do you ever like go to take a breath, but instead of inhaling oxygen, you inhale saliva? Sorry, that's TMI. But like your life flashes before your eyes. You're like, nope, wrong windpipe. Sorry, y'all did not need to know that, but just had to explain that awkward gasp I just had. Stanley's, what's up? Jerry, good to see you. Hey, cat. Looks like Tom is running late again. Don't worry, he is mere seconds away. Guitars and Death Stars with the best freaking username. Let's go. Let's get it. Thank you for being here. Lord Fowl, the gang's pouring in. Let's go. Happy Tuesday, everybody. It kind of doesn't feel like Tuesday. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been busy. I've been doing stuff. We had Bad Batch trailer yesterday. We had Avatar: The Last Airbender, the Netflix official trailer, dropping today. So I've been like, pew, 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 pew. I had other video ideas for this week as well, and I've been like, well, I guess I have to go on the back burner because we gotta react, folks. It's a busy week for us reactors. I still gotta film my Korra episodes for this week and start editing them, so I'm a little bit behind. So that's why I'm like, holy crap, it's Tuesday? It's Tuesday, isn't it? I'm sorry. Oh my god, I hate myself. I promise I'll never do that again. I will never do that again, but I just saw the opportunity and I felt it and I had to take it. I could not pass it up. Forgive me. Oh my god, my British friends. If y'all are in the UK, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That was so bad. I really apologize. That's like mockery. I'm really sorry. I apologize. Anyway, oh my gosh. Oof. Tuesday, sidebar aside. Hello everybody else who's been joining us. Stanley's Bird Church. Let's go. Gang's all here. I'm actually at work at the moment, just watching stream on my phone. Hope you're well. Hope you're doing well. I love when you guys are little rebels and you like watch behind the scenes when you're at work. I don't know what your guys' jobs are, but whenever somebody shares that in the chat, I always just imagine you like in a closet, like hiding, like on the watch out, like making sure your boss doesn't come by. Because I don't know, I've had jobs. I had a job once where I like wasn't allowed to have my phone at all throughout the day, like truly not even on my person. I had to like leave it in a logger. And then I've had jobs where I could use my phone freely, but I still, because I had that job, like that was my high school job, where I wasn't allowed to have access to my phone. So I just assume everybody, that was like my first impression of what work is like. So my just assumption, my first exposure is that everyone's not allowed to have their phone on them. So that's why I picture you all as being rebellious, hiding out in like a closet somewhere. Hey, somebody's changing up the lights. Let's go. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you. Yes, I always forget. I always forget to announce. This blue actually looks so nice right now. This blue is looking gorge. Thanks, Charlie. It looks nice with our icicles. The north. Where is it? Is that the northern water tribe or the southern water tribe? Wherever Sokka and Katara are from. I should know this by now, the correct geographic location, but we got one of the water tribes behind for our backdrop today. So this icy blue matches the vibes. In theme with what we're talking about, of course, we have, speaking of being busy, it's because of all these trailers this week, folks. Didn't realize that Bad Batch was going to be coming in hot, fresh, literally the day before Avatar is going to be. So, of course, here we are, naturally, like a month out for them, for the two of them. I guess, you know what? No, I lied. I was about to say, I should start cutting Star Wars some slack with their pattern of releasing their initial trailers and whatnot. Because they always do it like with T-minus 3 weeks left before the show comes out, or whatever. But I was about to say, well, Avatar just released theirs today, and they only have less than a month before. But no, they had that teaser like months ago, in like December. So I retract that statement. But hey, it's better than nothing when it comes to the Disney Star Wars trailers anymore. I'm just like, I'm glad we even get one.
So, ladies and gentlemen.
For all of y'all who are concerned, fear not. Fear not. Gang's all here.
Salutations, everybody.
Southern Water Tribe. Thank you, Sean. Yes, that is our backdrop for today. So that's what's happening. That's what's going on. Happy early birthday, Guitars and Death Stars. We have so many birthdays happening. Yeah. Shout out to all of y'all for like celebrating with us. Truly.
Last year, the 20s. Enjoy it.
Ooh,
live it up.
The roaring 20s is almost over. Enjoy it. Soak it in. It's time to get my Disney Plus back, says Sal. Yes, so we can segue right in. Well, first of all, should we do not the gritty? Not the gritty.
Nathan, how'd I do? 1 to 10. Give me a rating.
Tom practices a lot. I've been working on mine. I've been playing too much Fortnite lately. I've been working on mine. Yeah. So Tom, do we do a little mini reaction here? I got prepared because you've not seen the Avatar trailer, and that's part of what we're talking about today. So should we do a little live reaction?
Correct.
Yeah.
I have not seen that trailer.
Do you want to watch it?
I've seen the Bad Batch trailer.
Yeah.
Watched that yesterday.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're talking about that too.
We are. Okay. What would you like
good.
to do first? You want to talk about Bad Batch and then watch Avatar? Segue, split it up? Let's do that, because people are filtering in. People might want to see your reaction. Or should we do it sooner? I don't know. What do y'all want to do? This is an interactive.
Early poll. Poll right out of the gate.
Stop.
Yes, early poll.
The polls take... We do not need to do a poll for this.
Yes, we do.
Oh my jeez.
Let's do a poll. It's a very easy poll.
This is... Oh gosh. What do we do?
First.
Sabersmith, what's up? Made it to a live. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you for being here. As a FIFA player, that gritty is brutal.
Brutal?
The gritty. Maybe not yours.
Wait. Not the gritty. Was it Nathan that gave me the score? Did he give me the score? Oh, not the best judge because I hate it. Okay.
Dang, you've upset a lot of people with your gritty.
Okay. Yeah, see, no, they didn't give me a rating.
We've gone numb to it because we play way too much Fortnite, so.
They call themselves.
All right, well, here we are with the poll, folks. Bad Batch.
Not the Bad Batch.
We're doing a premature. We're going in reverse order today, friends. We're doing poll to begin. What do you want us to talk about first? That is the prompts. 2 options are top 1 Avatar, bottom 1 Bad Batch. Let's go. You may fire when ready, because we're clearly too indecisive and have no structure.
Well, no, get audience input.
Avatar, we got
Let's see what to hit.
It's fresh. It's fresh.
We got 11 people watching, so first 11 votes. Once it hits 11, we'll end it.
Most votes now. I think it's leaning towards Avatar. I think everyone wants to see your reaction.
Yeah, I think with 2 more votes,
I don't think it stands a chance.
Sway the outcome here.
Mathematically, it doesn't. So, all right. Well, without further ado,
yeah, Avatar first.
We will
That's how it is.
Assume reaction positions. I even got it ready. I got it pulled up.
Yeah. Sorry, Nathan. We're Gen Z as well, so when we
not by choice,
when we do Gen Z stuff, it's out of
it looks bizarre.
Mainly making fun of it. But I will say, headshot sniping someone in Fortnite and then hitting the gritty is pretty satisfying.
It is. It's Tom's pastime.
Because when I get grittied on in Fortnite, I want to smash the TV in half and throw it out.
It's awful. It's awful.
Because it's completely demoralizing. So doing the reverse effect is quite satisfying. I've hit the gritty in FIFA as well. I've for sure hit the gritty in FIFA as well. Again, getting scored on in FIFA, someone hits the gritty on you, totally demoralizing. But when you do it to someone else,
any emote after you get killed in Fortnite is demoralizing.
The gritty in particular, because it's such a symbol of the youth. And if you're like older and you think about a 6-year-old scoring a banger on you in FIFA, and the 6-year-old hits the gritty and is like loving life, it puts you in a bad headspace.
All right, and
Bird Church with FIFA.
They say I'm the one who goes on tangents here. Sorry. All righty.
Okay. So Avatar.
Here we go.
First here. So I have not seen this. You've seen it, right?
I have. All right.
Did you react to it?
Yes, of
Okay.
course,
Okay.
please.
Did
This
you
is.
post that?
What do you think this is?
Have
Candyland?
people
Yes.
seen you react
Yes,
to this yet?
I posted my reaction
Okay.
several hours ago, so we are all good. All right, so for those who are just joining us, or if you didn't get all that backstory after all the FIFA grittying, Fortnite venting, we are going. Tom's been at work all day. He literally just came home right before the stream. We're gonna kick it off with his fresh reaction to today's latest Netflix official trailer for Avatar: The Last Airbender. You ready?
I think so. Yeah. Pumped.
The avatar. It needs you, man.
Actions destroyed everything on their path. If the world is going to have any chance, it's going to need aid.
It's the savior of the world. Chase down every hint of the avatar. Destiny.
I'm someone who can stop the Pirate Nation. I don't want the responsibility.
You don't have to do this alone. We have me, Tara, and a flying ball of fur. What more do you need?
Is that Ming Na?
No,
Oh.
no.
What it is when we
I'm the Avatar, and I'm going to save the world. With my friends.
Yeah.
Oh.
You recognize him?
Oh yeah. Let it rip.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if you can see
Through his
goosebumps.
sleeves.
on my. They're on my entire body. Not just my wrist here.
This right here. This is how I know that
But,
they are not messing around.
um,
That's sick.
I feel like the worlds, even the shots of the worlds that we saw from the teaser, look even better in this. I feel like between when they put that initial teaser together and this, I feel like
Almost
the
maybe
world
they
looks
do.
crisper and cleaner and more polished than even in the last teaser we got.
Perhaps.
I think we've also got our first look at waterbending. I don't remember seeing a shot of
Yeah.
waterbending in the first teaser at all.
You're right.
And that shot of Katara waterbending looks incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we get Boomy, which is awesome. We saw Jet, which
Your fave.
you guys know how I feel about Jet.
I love this
I
shot.
think, yeah, the shot from the,
It's literally
from the
like
opening crawl of when
yeah.
he runs into the statue. I mean, it's hilarious.
it's awesome.
And
This.
I mean, it looks so good. Like that shot
yeah.
of the ship. I mean, that shot of Ozai is
Yeah. Holy
Um,
smokes.
awesome. I mean, the man is,
That's like perfect
shredded,
casting. Yeah.
which is, I mean, that is perfect. That's the best casting of the show, hands down. I think.
Yeah.
From what we've seen so far, that casting, it has
Zhao.
to be the best. That's Zhao,
I think so.
is it?
The mutton chops.
Yeah.
I think it is him.
Yes, yeah.
We gotta get a side angle.
I feel like they gotta be
Bigger, more.
I mean, also, animated Zhao mutton chops are so
They're a lot.
ridiculous.
They're extreme. Yeah, no, it's we definitely
The
got
blue spirit, the shot of the blue spirit. We didn't
Yeah.
talk about that.
Boomy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually earthbending. We're
Yeah.
seeing all the
Yeah.
elements now,
Yeah, we've
and
seen all the
like,
elements.
I don't think Aang really airbended in the first trailer. Even now that I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, here's the opening shot. I mean, you didn't really see him do it. He kind of just like
You got ready to
was
do
mid
it.
bending, and then it kind of dispersed, and then obviously seeing the tease of the Avatar state.
Yeah.
The perfect way to end that trailer.
Oh my god.
The perfect way to end the trailer.
Yeah. All right, we'll go back here.
Yeah,
We're not able
pull
to
the,
see. We're not able to see the chat
let's get back-
here, so
get back
we'll
to the
get
chat.
back.
see what-
Apologies also if you couldn't really hear that. That was kind of like a last minute. I was hoping Tom wasn't gonna, in typical fashion, arrive just in time to go live. I was hoping he was gonna have time to watch that properly, you
Yeah,
know,
sorry, not my fault.
beforehand. So apologies if you guys couldn't like hear the volume or anything. I didn't fully have the settings equipped for properly showing video, but just wanted Tom to obviously watch it before we talk about it since it's
Yeah.
fresh, hot off the press today. So apologies if that was, you know.
Sal says it
Forward.
perfectly. DDK, the new daddy lord. Yep.
Yeah.
I saw the lights flashing during that, so I think we got something. Looks like there was a new subscription
Subscriber, yes.
based on Bot Catherine showing
Amanda
up in the chat.
Oldfield, welcome. Thanks for
Yeah.
subscribing.
And if you're watching, you're the GOAT.
Yes.
So yeah, what's the chat saying? Yep. Sal, new daddy. Yep. So out of the loop on Avatar
June,
stuff, said
yes.
Zeta. Yeah, well, Zeta, this is a great time to get caught up to speed.
You've got
I
T-minus
think
1 month.
There's a lot of similarities. Oh, that's your reaction. Oops, that's not the stream. A lot of similarities with Star Wars and the main story, and I mean, ultimately, like a coming of age story and a hero that's come from nowhere to learn that he's a part of this lineage that spans generations way beyond himself and stepping into something that's greater than yourself, and becoming a hero and the journey that that takes and entails. So overall, it's a great story, great world, and highly recommend, as I'm sure most of you here would be in agreement with. I think Sokka has been portrayed perfectly. That's a great point, because we didn't get really anything from Sokka in the teaser, but the zingers that he throws out in this trailer are perfect.
We didn't get anything.
And the delivery and the tone. I mean, it matches Sokka.
We didn't get anything from anybody in the trailer, which was my biggest kind of hesitation going into this one, knowing that it was going to be more extended and there's no way they couldn't give us some quips or blurbs or some, you know, more mannerisms and sneak peek of each actor as the characters. So for me, a big thing is like hearing different people's voices, you know, with each actor, like because we're so acquainted with the voice acting performances that, you know, of the original show. So like, you know, it's the same, for example, obviously Rosario Dawson's incredible, but there will always be a mental block because Ahsoka's also Ashley Eckstein, you know, for me. So it's similar, like that was my biggest trepidation going into this trailer. Like, okay, the initial teaser was amazing and it was a great first impression, but how does everybody sound and act now? But no, like Sokka he is spot on. I think Zuko's got that energy, and I think Aang and Katara have this great like innocence about them, which is what is pivotal to the show. Aang especially, like, I don't know how old the actor is, or how old he is now in comparison to when they were shooting this, which was probably like 2 years time ago, but he seems young. He seems really childlike in a good way, which is what it's gonna make it more lit, like seeing him go into the Avatar state. Like,
and we've seen what that's done for Percy Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Looks like Ruben just subscribed.
Ruben!
Shout out to Ruben.
Thank you. Welcome. Good to have you here.
Your bot hasn't popped into the chat yet, but you got the
Oh yes, we're forgetting the biggest incentive to watch. Dave Filoni is one of the original showrunners. So
Dave Filoni was running Avatar. George Lucas handpicked Dave Filoni, gave him the call while he was working on Avatar, and he was like, "Hey, Avatar is awesome. Can you come run Clone Wars?" And Dave was like, "This is a prank, right? This isn't actually Lucasfilm calling." But turns out it was. Okay, so I had another train of thought. Speaking of Sokka, Yeah, so I guess in terms of Sokka, I mean, we'll really be able to judge the Sokka actor when they get to the library in the desert and they're wandering around off, sipping on that cactus juice.
We've got a long ways to go. We have
Yeah,
a
what's that?
long
That's
ways
Earth
to
season,
go.
right? Yeah, that's the second. That'll be the second
Yeah.
season. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see what happens then, assuming it gets renewed for multiple seasons.
Fingers crossed.
But another thing, speaking of the voice actors, I think it's, at least if you compare like Rosario and Ahsoka versus these live action Avatar actors versus the original actors, I mean, we're talking about a show that's 20 years old now,
Let's go.
right? This show finished, well, I guess it finished in 2009, so 15 years ago. So like we haven't
It's not
heard
fresh.
it's not fresh. We haven't been like actively glued into the original voice actor performance for 15 years
That's true.
versus now. So it's been like 15-year gap between the last performance that they had and the current Avatar adaptation and live action performance. Versus, I mean, we've gotten Tales of the Jedi and Clone Wars Season 7, like
Yeah.
pretty much at the same time
Very
as
fresh.
Ahsoka going to live action in Mando.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're having both performances happen at the same time. So it's like it's
That's a good
I
point.
feel like way more conflicting and noticeable that there's a difference. Even though I think Rosario does a pretty solid job. It's not like a standout.
Yeah. By the time
blocker
it got
for
to
me.
her show, like I wasn't thinking the entirety of Ahsoka season 1, like this isn't Ashley, but definitely like in Mando, her first cameo, her first appearance, introduction. It wasn't jarring. That's too extreme of a word, but it was a little, definitely like you have to get over the mental block. But based on the way they appear in these trailers, I think that won't be a huge issue.
Yeah.
For this show here. And I think the best part is they kept them age appropriate, they kept them accurate. And that is one of the greatest parts of this show. It's like teenagers and kids dealing with some of the highest stakes shiz.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, honestly, the hearing their mannerisms and seeing a little bit more of the bending were two of my biggest trepidations that are like this could make or break. But I didn't come away from that trailer feeling any doubts or fear. Thankfully. As soon as I saw Sokka and Momo in the trailer, I remembered, oh great, and powerful sea serpent, please accept this tasty offering. Good one, Bird
Yeah.
Church. And also shout out to being a member for 13 months. Let's go. Super awesome.
Yeah.
Happy 13-month anniversary. We appreciate
Bird
you.
Church, the legend. Yeah, the Sokka is one of my favorite parts about the original show, with his commentary and like the animated facial expressions that he dishes out, and he's hilarious.
Mhm.
Sokka is undeniably hilarious, and the zingers that we got in this trailer seems like they are keeping his character pretty in line with what he was in the animated version. Obviously, it's live action, so the like things you can do in animated with facial expressions and stuff, and like
True. He's not gonna have his
like-
eyes like bulging
Yeah,
out of his
yeah,
face.
yeah. But the delivery in live action and with the sarcasm that he has can certainly still be there. And it looks like they're keeping it, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think I was hype after that initial teaser they released, but it was of course, not that they played it safe, but they weren't showing everything and it was only like a 1-minute thing, so it definitely garnered hype, but I was like, all right, the true test is going to be seeing a little bit more, hearing from the actual actors, not just hearing this voiceover from seemingly Roku narrating, just
Is it
with
Roku
shots.
or is it Monkeyatsu?
I don't know.
Does anybody know?
I don't
Is that
know.
Roku or Monkeyatsu?
Could be both. I'm not sure.
Either way, they've teased us of them going to the Crescent Island in the Fire Nation,
Mhm.
which I know, Charlie, you just talking about your favorite episode, the Swordmaster. I think my favorite episode has to be when they break into the Fire Nation early in the show, go to the Crescent Island for the winter solstice, and Aang speaks to Roku. That is probably my favorite moment.
And then
of the
he
whole show.
becomes him.
Yeah, and and
It's
like Zhao and Zuko and everybody that's there from the Fire Nation is like,
gets bodied.
I mean, just out of body experience, and the
Yep.
way they shot it's like they're just in pure disbelief.
Dang, I want to like
Oh,
freaking
so good.
rewatch. I need to
So good.
I
So
want to rewatch.
good. Alice, you have not seen the show, it looks like.
Yeah, sorry, spoiler.
Do I need to watch anything before this, or doesn't it matter? I can watch this without knowing anything. Yeah. So essentially, this is a remake of the original animated series.
You do not need pre knowledge at
no.
all. Mm-mm.
No, you do not need to watch the animated series. And actually, I say you don't, because I think we would love, and other people would love to hear their perspective of watching the
You
live
need to be
action
our
show for the first time
our
with
control
no prior.
factor
Yeah, exactly.
For our experiment, we need a
Exactly.
controlled sample who hasn't seen the original show. But you know, something similar to, again, I don't want to prematurely say that, make any predictions that this isn't going to live up, but the animated series totally transcended. It had no business being as good as it is, as historic as it is, as perfect as it is for a Nickelodeon kids television show from the 2000s. Like, it was on another level and had no right being as phenomenal as it has been, and is still, like, even watching back as an adult, it rocked my world when I was a kid, and it still does every time I rewatch it. So, not that it's kind of a similar, you know, comparison, like, oh, read the book before you go see a movie or the show or something, you know, because the book will always be better. I feel like no matter what, the nothing will change how epic and perfect the animated series is. So it's your call if you want to watch that first heading into this, but you don't need any prior knowledge or anything. And if anything, yeah, you might be our good control sample to get the verdict from someone who hasn't seen it. Sean, member for 3 months, master level, let's go. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. Can't wait to watch this. And don't forget Cactus Juice. It's the quenchiest. Nothing's quenchier. I know.
It's the quenchiest. Nothing's quenchier.
Sounds good.
Unbelievable.
I'll just watch it as it comes. Yes, you can be our controlled sample to get your take on it as somebody who is watching the Netflix adaptation for the first time. Simply Skywalker, what is up? Thanks for being here. I just now saw that this was live. Yes, and we are, in case I usually, you know, in the past we would just go live spontaneously, but we are always here on Tuesdays, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern, and actually tonight is a special streamathon because Alex and I are going to be going live on Evil Ewok podcast, which is normally on Thursdays, but we also wanted to discuss while the trailers are fresh, while there's hype and momentum, so we're going to be going live actually pretty immediately after this. Tom and I will probably go for another 50-ish minutes or so, break for dinner, and then Alex and I are coming back for Evil Ewok, which I stream now onto this channel. So y'all are getting a lot of me tonight. So if you're here now and you have to leave, don't worry, I'll be back later. It's a long night, but we have so much to talk about. There's lots of good in store. Yeah. So yes.
Yeah, there's another great comment up here talking about, yes, the shot in the trailer when they're raiding the air temple. I'm going to switch back to the view of the trailer because I want to go to that specific shot. So if we go get full screen. Okay. Where is that shot? I guess it's
in the beginning.
Yeah. Is it? Yes. Right after this. Yes, this is Sozin, right?
Oh.
This is Sozin. If this is the raid of the air temple, the southern air temple, that started the war, then that has to be Fire Lord Sozin, right? Is that who that is? I know someone else said Azulon.
Said Azulon. Could it be? But if this is the one that's like hundreds of years before, yeah.
This was when the comet first arrived and started the war, and it was Fire Lord Sozin that did that, right? Because the comet was named after him. So
I think we'll find out.
I think this has to be the Fire Lord at the time of the invasion, which I think is Sozin. Maybe it is a Zulan. But yeah, is it confirmed? Like, has Netflix released any follow-on to this? Have they made an announcement or any other description or anything that like provides more context or detail or description of the shots? Or
Not that I've seen.
okay,
There are other breakdowns, I'm sure, that identify
okay,
who he is. But either way, I predict this is probably going to be like, honestly, first episode of the show. I imagine, like
yeah, it would have to
maybe
be.
even first scenes, like the opening. This
Or if
flashbacks
they
potentially.
yeah, when they get to the Southern Air Temple in real time and Aang finds out they're all dead,
Yes.
would it be then that those flashbacks would happen? I think it either starts out in like the history, like if they start the show kind of like how the animated show, which is here's everything that happened, the Fire Nation attack with Katara's monologue, and that, and this is basically that. It's the prelude. They could do that.
Yeah. Either way, that's sick.
I think the benefit of them not doing that right away is that like the reveal, like
Later.
finding out what happened in real time with Aang,
That's true.
and then like if the audience, which I mean, those of us except for Alice who've seen the show or watching, like we already know, so it wouldn't really have an impact for us. But someone watching for the
But
first
we've still
time,
never seen
getting
it.
that reveal, at the same
This
time
is
as
so-
Aang, and he goes into the Avatar state, and then you see this, like you see Sozin, you see the death, you see the slaughtering, and Aang's feeling that pain in real time. I feel like that makes for a more impactful,
Yeah. It would be very
neutral viewer
jarring.
experience.
Yeah. No,
So,
yeah.
anyway, that is awesome. If this is actually Fire Lord Sozin, even if it's a Zulan, that would still be cool.
Yeah.
But I think it probably is Sozin. I mean, unless this is a random shot and it's not tied to this that we're seeing here. Also, assuming this is the raid of the Southern Air Temple, has that even been confirmed? I mean, it seems like that's
It
what
looks
this is.
like it.
I think that's what everyone's been speculating, is that this is the actual live action
And
version
the
of the Fire Nation
showrunners
attack.
did come out and say there will be elements and things featured in this show that we do not see in the original animated series. New things, new stories, new stuff, like new unseen stuff. So that's my interpretation.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I don't. Oh, yeah. And is this Sozin torching someone here?
You went too far.
Also, that shot of Appa in the woods. I mean, I feel like this visually looks like a step above how it looked in.
Damn, that's so...
Is that him toasting Gyatso? No. Is it?
No, flipping away.
Is it?
Hang on. Oh, flip, no.
Why'd you hold it down?
That's how I do it in iMovie to try to go frame by frame.
You just gotta
I
be, you gotta be
forgot.
quicker than that. You're too. Just bam, bam.
Who's getting roasted toasted? Somebody with
It
robes.
has to be.
This is a hand.
That has
These
to
are
be
long
Gyatso.
sleeves robes.
It has to be.
Yeah,
It
because
has
there's
to be.
dead soldiers. This is definitely the same event.
Yep.
It's like other dead soldiers over here. Oh my flip! No,
We're literally gonna see Gyatso die.
no. All right, that's
Yes.
unconfirmed. This is
Yes.
speculation.
That's what this is. Sozin's gonna come in, take him out. It's gonna be the first victory.
Oh.
Actually, at this point, is it that at this point they conquered everything else and the air temples were last, or was it the invasion of the air temple that started it?
Oh, why do I feel
I
like the air
forget.
temple was the last
I think
stand?
it was. I feel like it was the last, because they were like pacifist, right? They were uninvolved, and they were like,
Yeah.
how are they gonna attack us? They can't get here.
Yeah,
No one can get to the air temples except for airbenders or a flying bison.
true.
Spoiler alert. Nope,
Dang.
not true.
If that is Gyatso, that hurts so much.
Yeah.
This was my favorite part.
Yeah,
This
breaking out
shot
the
right
ice, yeah,
here,
that
and the
is-
seismic charge like sound effect is Like,
It does sound
jeez,
exactly like the
it
seismic
sounded
charge,
like the
actually.
seismic charge.
It sounds identical to the seismic charge. Play that. Run that back. Play that back.
Full volume, full volume.
Yeah.
It's you.
That is literally ILM copy pasted the seismic charge sound effect for that shot.
Dave Filoni was like, "Here you go."
They literally cut and pasted seismic charge sound effect to that shot. I mean, that is identical. Let's play it again. Let's
It really is.
It's totally seismic charge.
Yeah, that was my favorite part.
Yeah.
Like, this definitely, the things that we've seen in this trailer, like going frame for frame now, looking at it again, because this is only the second time I've watched it since my initial reaction, but the stuff that we have seen, you know, my biggest hesitation when you adapt, you know, as Tom was saying, with facial features and whatnot, with the characters and mannerisms and quirks, there's a lot more flexibility, the way you can manipulate a face. You know, people's eyes bulging out, the silliness, you know, that's obviously limited to animation. There's only so much an actor can do IRL. But also with the, you know, the things like bending, and just, not even that, bending's just the first that comes to mind, but just other things that can be portrayed with art and animation that are just almost impossible to recreate in live action. But seeing that shot, I was like, they can do anything. Holy F. Like,
Oh yeah.
they're not messing around.
And even the ship, like the ship's coming up too, right? That shot of the ship is so good. So clear. That's not an air temple. It's not an air temple.
I gotta mute.
That's water. And a bridge.
Is that
That's not. Oh, this
is that
might be.
not the
This is this that prison with the blue spirit and the water? Because this is not the air temple. I mean, this is water and a bridge. Here, you can actually see
Yeah.
it better on the TV up there. I mean, it's water and a bridge. So if this is the same shot. Oh, is that the Fire Nation? Is this the Fire Nation? Is that the Fire Nation Palace? Is that what that is? Because there's rivers. Is that the Fire Nation Palace?
Oh.
And yeah, the mountains in the background. This is the Fire Nation. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
Okay. No, give me the music. I need the music. I'm watching it again. Azula firing a bow. That's interesting. Those bird chicken creatures. Awesome.
It's the savior of the world.
Eating the cabbage. Excellent. I mean, that right there with the ship.
Yeah.
I mean, that looks like the best CG that I've seen in a long time, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like Rings of Power level CG, I think.
Yeah. And Rings of Power, to be clear, we thought looked really good. Rings of
Yeah.
With that $1 billion budget, it better look good.
Yeah.
So it did, I think. But yeah, no, there is nothing CGI wise that has taken me out. And there's, again, this was something that we commented on from the initial teaser. But like, you know, they're showing things that, if done poorly with VFX, if done with rushed or poor VFX, they would look bad. Like, they wouldn't show anything in a trailer if it looks bad. You know, like they're pulling out all the stops and
His
showing
abs
like,
look great.
yeah, he got fit, he got ripped. Actually,
CG
he's
or
always
not,
ripped. He's like always
Dude
ripped.
is got great physique there.
I don't think that's CG.
Great physique. I don't know if it's
Someone's
the,
gonna
the
clip
spray,
that
the
is-
spray paint on abs. We can ask him. Someone ask him.
Oh my
Someone ask
god,
him. No, I mean Ozai.
his hair, the beard.
Yeah, looks literally perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. And when we see him as the Phoenix King,
Oh jeez.
mm,
We're anticipating things that are happening
I know.
like 3 seasons
I
from
know,
now.
I know. We're getting ahead of ourselves. We're getting ahead of ourselves here. I know. Aang's already crying, emotional. Put the sound back on. Appa looks fantastic.
Mhm.
Momo looks great.
Yeah.
This thing. So you're telling me this is not?
It's not Ming-Na Wen.
It kind of looks like her, right?
It's not. They confirmed who's the actress?
Yeah, it's not. It's not. At quick glance, I was like, oh my god, that's McNullen, but it's not. You can cook bacon on those abs. Yoked, yeah.
Oh my
Fire Lord
god.
Ozai is yoked. Dude is ready to go. He's looked like he's 35, 40 for the past 20 years. Gets ripped on command. Clearly, I mean, he is absolutely yoked. And it's awesome because Fire Lord Ozai is
June.
totally yoked. June says Sal. Yeah.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
is
yeah.
it May? Yeah, it's not.
Okay. That's right.
She
yeah.
looks
I mean,
great,
yeah,
though.
looks great. Perfect casting. Perfect casting.
Her thing, I forget what the name is.
Yeah, what's that?
The
What's this mole
thing.
thingy? I forget the name of it. Whatever that thing is. Yeah.
Looks good. Yeah, that's another thing. All the creatures.
What is that? What is that? Is that the, oh, that's the moon spirit. That's
Ko?
no.
No.
The panda.
Yeah.
That's the panda spirit.
Oh, frick.
That's the, I forget the name of the spirit. But the panda that goes crazy and is destroying that town, that's
Oh
totally that.
my gosh.
Is that Zhao?
I think it is.
Is it?
Yes, I think so.
Is it?
I will look up who the actor is and confirm right
Okay.
now.
I feel like they're doing a disservice to Zhao's mutton chops. I mean, those things are gnarly. Those things are gnarly.
Yes, that is.
That's him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is like Lieutenant Zhao when he's younger and they're not as big. But by the time you get to Commander Zhao,
They grow out.
and he's at the end of season 1 when they're invading the Northern Water Tribe. I mean, those things are
Maybe.
things are thick.
They are.
They are thick and gnarly.
Yeah, give it time.
So
give it time.
maybe he'll grow. Maybe he'll grow it out a little bit as time goes on. It'll show his evolution through the ranks of the Fire Nation Navy. Kyoshi action. Oh,
They even got like the heights of all the characters
the
too.
blue spirit. Oh, the blue
Yeah,
spirit.
that is gonna be very
Yeah.
cool. But even that shot there too, like the combat, the air that he
Yeah.
was able to catch in that jump, the
Yeah.
moves that when we see
Yeah.
Katara water bending,
I mean, it looks
like the
so good.
physicality, like
that
she
water
floated.
bending looks so good.
Yeah. Ugh. You keep telling me not to, and that we need to go in with like fresh,
We're not
unbiased
rewatching the show.
eyes, but I
You got
want
it.
to.
No, it's a bad idea. It's like reading the book before watching something. It's only going to bring your brain to like the attentive details. Right now, you're rocking full nostalgia, not having watched the show in years since we last rewatched it. Not 15 years, because you and I rewatched it
No, it's been.
since then. But now you're just going in like with nostalgia
we'll have
mode,
a
not remembering
fresh-
the exact details. So you're gonna be it's gonna be more fresh viewing experience rather than like binging the whole thing and then watching this, which is why
I'll
Alice, like
just
I
be
think,
making comparisons the whole
yeah,
time.
I think Alice, it's better to just kind of go in cold turkey, so you can experience the live action version without really having the context.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely will be curious to follow up with you as the show's going out with what you're thinking.
Yes. Now here's the other question. I mean, this is Netflix, so it's all gonna be dropping at once, right? Frick, that's the other thing I keep forgetting. Netflix just drops everything. I don't think there's a single.
Oh wait, you're right.
Yeah, they drop everything.
You're right. We're getting the whole show at once.
You got to take that day off.
We're getting what day is that?
The 22nd.
What day is that?
Oh, I think that's like a Thursday.
It's a Thursday.
Oh.
Mm.
I love that you're finally catching up on
I have to
Legend of
work the next day,
Korra.
though. I have to work
Oh, those legends are peak. Thank you for those reactions are peak. Thank you so much for watching them. Yeah, no, since Tom's banning me from rewatching Avatar leading up to the Netflix show, I wanted to get in the spirit somehow, and finally watched Legend of Korra. So I'm really enjoying it. I need to kick it into high gear though, because my goal is to finish the entirety of that show before this Netflix series comes out. Obviously, it's not pertinent being a sequel, so it doesn't have anything to do with the viewing experience, but just I kind of wanted to do it, get it over with before, but I need to kick it into high gear. It's like a whole season a week at this rate, so I
you
gotta
gotta-
step it up.
You gotta step on the gas.
I gotta
Chief.
crank. I gotta crank. But I'm glad you guys, Korra fans, Avatar fans, have been enjoying those. I was scared how they would perform, considering I haven't really reacted to anything. Well, I mean, we're branching out
Branching
more.
out. Yeah.
You know, we did Game
Avatar
of
fandom
Thrones.
is strong.
We
It
do.
is thick and full and strong.
That
and
sounded
big.
so weird. Nobody clip that, please. God.
Thick and full
Stop.
and
Just
strong.
stop now before. Stop now. Come back. Don't
want me
say
to
that
keep
again.
going?
No. Stop.
Um,
We,
Bird Church, this is hilarious. Risky having such big hairy chops when there's so much fire around. I mean, it's a decision that he made in the animated series to have the chops that full. Wait, that actor was the villain in Rush Hour? In Rush Hour 1? Was he? The Rush Hour movies are also
love
incredible.
those.
Those are like maybe the only movies on the planet that Catherine had never seen, and I introduced her to those. Those movies are so funny.
Oh, it says that he was in Force Awakens.
It was?
But who? Does look familiar. Yeah, it says he's in Rush Hour, yeah. Oh, that's who he is.
Oh, the Resistance.
Oh, interesting.
Resistance guy. Okay.
Good
Cool.
for him. Freaking
Cool.
Star Wars and Avatar, living the dream.
And Rush Hour? Beast.
The triad.
Yeah. The triple threat.
Well, we haven't talked at all about, I mean, we're on a roll here with Avatar, but we have not discussed the other big trailer that came out yesterday, Bad Batch. I almost just said Big Bang Theory for some reason. The alliteration with the B's is getting to me.
Rush Hour talk with Tom. Guys, we could talk about Rush Hour.
Tom loves
Rush
Rush
Hour is so
Hour.
fun. I could watch those movies an endless amount of times, and I would laugh every single time.
I still haven't seen all of
I
them
would laugh. Yes, you
all the way through.
I think so. I think I'd force
I
you to
don't,
watch
I
them.
don't know.
Oh, so good. Yeah, Alice. Korra takes place after Avatar. So, in the Avatar show, like that Netflix is come out, Netflix is going to release. Aang is the Avatar. Korra is the next Avatar. So it takes place after this time period, but yeah, like Bird Church said, it's the same world, same lore, same rules apply. But
Same rules apply.
yeah, like the same rules
Yes.
of the lore and the world.
Yes.
It's the same application.
Yeah,
So,
and I'm enjoying it. I'm actually really pleasantly surprised and angry at myself that I never watched it sooner. So that's how we're getting into the Avatar hype here over
And
on.
there are some
Oh yeah.
iconic scenes that come out of Korra. One in particular that I know we've talked about in the past.
Yeah, I kind of
but
know
I'm
what
not,
you're talking about.
I'm not gonna say it because
Well,
you're
I
not
know
gonna
what
remember
it
the
is.
details.
Well,
But
I know
there's one
that's true.
scene in particular which I forget which season it's in. Off the top of my
Well,
head.
then it will really be a surprise.
That is awesome.
Gotta go. Have a
Awesome.
meeting for an hour. If you're still here afterwards, I'll see you then. Don't worry, Alice. If it's not Dork Discourse that we're streaming, again, I'm gonna be going live with Alex for an early episode of Evil Ewok this week. It's not gonna be on our usual Thursday time slot. We're doing it tonight to talk about exactly what we're talking about here. Just piggybacking off of the hype of all of the recent trailers. So we're gonna be going here live for probably another 30 minutes or so, and then at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're gonna be Pacific. Sweet Lord. 7. If it was Eastern, we'd have to go back in time. 7 p.m. Pacific. I'll be going live for a bit with Alex to continue the conversation and hear his thoughts because he is also a big Avatar fan. Very excited. So yes, I know double talk, double streams, double pods.
Yeah.
It's a double pod day, but there's lots going on. Whenever they drop two trailers in a row, I was like, dang, I gotta get my stamina up for the week. But do we want to discuss Bad Batch at all with our final 30 minutes here?
Yeah.
You know, we haven't talked
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, let's switch to the other trailer that came out this week.
Yes,
Which
yeah.
is the Bad Batch season 3 and final season trailer that we got yesterday.
Yeah. How does everyone feel about that? it being the final season. Were you guys equally shocked to hear that? Danny Josh, what's up? Were you guys equally shocked that this is going to be the last season of Bad Batch, or do you feel like no, 3's a good number? Like, I feel like perhaps because I still in my head was hyping it up to be like, this is the next Clone Wars, and it's, you know, it's a continuation. I imagined that it was also going to be like 7 seasons long. So when ending it at 3 in comparison, I was a little bit surprised. And, you know, maybe it's for story purposes. You know, my initial impression was like, why? Like, why is it ending early? That was just my visceral reaction when I learned that this is going to be the last season. But unless, you know, perhaps there is a storytelling reason for it, you know, like it was planned as 3 seasons, but
well, I think it's pretty clear that, I mean, the main storyline is Omega and the Bad Batch. They have yes, it's their story and their side quests, but the through line story is the destruction of the clones and the last remaining major symbol of the Republic, and fully transitioning to the Empire. And I think that they can wrap that up very much so with this season, especially with Palpatine's greater involvement and his little monologue in the trailer. I think at the end of the season, all the clones are gone. Bad Batch are dead. Omega, actually, probably won't kill her, but...
Oh my god, wait, I blanked out for a second because I was reading the chat. Omega, stop talking now. Stop.
But I think it's going to end with the clones are gone, basically, wiped out, except for the ones we know ultimately survived in Rebels. And that whatever's going on Mount Tantus is going to be probably, I would guess, compromised in some way when they try to break her out. And then Palpatine's going to be forced to, like, hide it even further. Because we know it's about the cloning. We know that it's about being able to create Force-sensitive clones, ultimately, so that Palpatine can survive even past death. But how they will, like, what'll happen to it, how it'll compromise the project, and, like, will we see him relocate it somewhere? Would someone else step in and take the ball? Like, I think we could very interesting. I hope that Sid gets strung up and executed by Vader, maybe when he's looking for the Bad Batch.
Jeez, everyone
that would be awesome.
Final season equals heartbreak. Sal says no, 3 is perfect. Sorry, I just want to read people's opinions. It's a shame it's last season. There's so many opportunities storyline-wise, but it's also wise to go out on a high. Somebody said they hope it's not the final season with this animation style. Yeah, you know, we were watching a Star Wars Meg video this week, and she brought up a point that I didn't even realize. She's like, this is the end of an era for this animation. The Clone Wars.
From what we know
and
now.
Stuff. So, yeah, true, from what we know.
Yeah. I mean, Dave is clearly focused on other things, so if he's going to, I mean, I don't think he's nearly as involved in the Bad Batch as he was in Clone Wars.
I think
he's so tied up in live action.
He's past that
executive
baton.
position he's in now. I mean, he's got obviously way too much going on, but sure, big major story points, just like he's involved with anything, even if his name's not directly attached to it. I mean, he's at a point now where he's basically the creative, the head creative decision maker in terms of the stories and the story beats and major plot points and how it fits into the whole lore in the grand scheme of things. So even though he's not going to be directly involved, I don't think that it would prevent other live action shows from happening.
You mean
other animated shows with the same animation style from happening. I mean, we're getting Tales of the Jedi season 2, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that confirmed?
Yep. Sorry, race car. Sid can eat dirt. Yeah, no, I think all of us were pleased that there wasn't a single shot of her in this trailer. So
True. It's because the opening shot of the show is going to be Vader breaking into her shop, hunting the Bad Batch.
Are they going to do a twisteroo and make us feel bad?
Kebabs are straight into the
Sid
wall.
Kebab.
Yeah, Sid
Kebab.
Sid Kebab.
Oh yeah, true. We didn't even mention the other big elephant in the room, Ventress, which this is sparking a lot of drama online, a lot of discourse, a lot of feuding opinions here. It's a very touchy subject. you know, where this is in the timeline and how it affects, you know, the already established literature in Dark Disciple, which is blowing up. I freaking went onto my Libby app today to try to put just the audiobook on hold for it. And it's saying it's going to take me 7 weeks to just be able to rent the audiobook.
See, don't do this. Don't, there's discourse about it because people are like, oh my God, it's going to ruin this. If you don't read
But
the book,
everyone's
then
upset
nothing's going to
because
get
that's such a
ruined
good
for you.
story. Everyone's mad because it's a really good story, allegedly, and they want it to be honored. But the executive producers did come out and say, without spoiling anything, fear not, we are going to abide by everything that has already been established. But, you know, even in spite of his comments, to quell people's concerns, everyone's still like, well, how? What's happening? And debating that Star Wars is not beating the allegations that people don't die, that people can come back. Can't wait to see Ventress. Why'd they give Ventress a Karen haircut?
It's a good question, Zeta.
Yeah, she looks better without hair. I love her. I love her bald. I love her as a bald.
No,
In my opinion, that's my personal opinion.
she's a new woman.
She rocks the scalp.
She's a new woman. She's changed after getting bodied by Anakin in Clone Wars season 7 finale.
BRB. I'm gonna go.
5.
I'm gonna go check to make sure our dinner isn't burning in the oven. Hold down the, steer the ship. Hold down the fort. I'll be back.
I'll steer the ship. So yeah, Ventress's involvement is quite interesting. I like that she's back because she's an awesome character, but I also feel like death means less and less in Star Wars. Yeah, I think what they're trying to say is that the shot we saw is not real time. Like I feel like that's what they're trying to say. Or they just take the events of the book and move it up in the timeline. So the same thing happened, it just happens at a different time, versus when it would when it supposedly happened in the contents of the book. So that's probably one of those two options, what they're going for. Yeah, so it's not a retcon. But they're probably just skewing the timeline a little bit to tell a good story, which it's not the first time that they've done it, right? They've taken things from comics and books and made some slight canon adjustments when bringing it to a TV show or live action. First one that pops into my head is the fact that Luke has Yoda's lightsaber in Mando season 2.5 /
Oh, true. Yeah.
Versus in the comic, we see Masamita throw Yoda's saber as a final saber into the cauldron, and they melt all of the Jedi sabers from the temple. So
yeah, that's
technically the comic implies that Yoda's lightsaber was destroyed, but here Luke has it in post Return of the Jedi time frame to give to Grogu. So that's another thing. I mean, that's minor. It's not a character's death. It's literally a lightsaber, but arguably in Star Wars, lightsabers like basically are characters in their own right. They each have a story.
That's true.
And so that's the immediate one that comes to mind in my head.
Yeah, my biggest listen, I'm not whatever they're doing, however her character is involved, you know, I did not read Dark Disciple. Yes, I want to because everyone is saying don't listen to Tom, y'all. Freaking, you should read the books. Tom freaking guilt trips me and tells me to never read anything. I wanted to read the Kenobi.
Read it after the show. You like to read it before it comes out.
Yeah, I do.
You know what they say. Books are better than the movie.
So it's like get the experience of reading the book.
No. Because it's only gonna taint your experience watching the movie and the show.
Point. I will pay money to this. Obviously, there's no way to vet it objectively, but I swear, if I didn't read Dune beforehand, I would not have enjoyed that movie as much as I did having read the book. You didn't read the book. You went in blind, not knowing anything, and you fell the frick asleep.
True.
You fell asleep.
I did.
And
however, Harry Potter, counterexample, I read all the books before ever watching a single Harry Potter movie.
And you don't like the movie?
No, it's the opposite. It's while I was watching the movie, all I was thinking about was like, oh, that's different from the book. Oh, they tweaked this from the book. That's not what the book did. It was just constantly comparing it to the book. Because the book gives you way more detail than the movie, so it's always going to be trimming stuff out and making adjustments. Versus if you watch the movie first, you say, oh, this is the general idea of the plot. But then you go read the books after, you're like, wow, this gives so much more detail. The movie's great, but now the book just expands on that. So you funnel out. Versus reading the book first, you're starting super wide,
Sounds
and then you funnel in. And you have to trim stuff out to get to the movie. Versus if you go movie book, you gain so much understanding. You gain so much more lore and detail and character building.
Well,
So
either
if you read the book,
well, I can't
before
because it's the demand has shot up.
Yeah.
The author herself, Christy Golden, said that it went from like being in the 100,000th ranking on Amazon book sales, shot up to in the top 1,000
Wow.
for peaks, for hits,
Wow.
for searches for that book. So you know what? No, I'm not gonna let you sit here and shame me.
and that's not even the
It
same
is
story.
I know it's not even everyone, but everyone's seeing the. Honestly, good on them. Because here's my question: like, what does Adventurous have to do with all this? What's her place in all this? I don't have a problem with her involvement at all, as long as there's no reason for it, if it's fitting. And a lot of people made the argument that she was a character introduced on screen. She's a great character. It's not even like she's just like a side back burner, co-star. She's an epic character with a very fleshed out story arc that deserves to be resolved on screen. If they are retconning or whatnot, open for debate. It's still in the air, but I commend them for this because one, hits for the book are skyrocketing. Like, hopefully it helps with the book sales and stuff. I'm sure the interest is peaked because here is everyone hearing like, oh wait, something happens in the book and it's about to be retconned, but how does the timeline in the book fit in with what's going to happen? Because maybe the show's going to explain. Yes, everyone's pointing out the inherent nature of being a Night Sister and that you can revive people. So, it's not unheard of on Dathomir. But good for them. This was a smart marketing decision because nobody was expecting that. I certainly wasn't, because it's like, how does Ventress fit into the Bad Batch's story? But here it is, all the buzz now. Like, I think this has been the most hype anyone's been, other than maybe season 1. I think season 2 interest dropped off a lot in Bad Batch, but now I think like people's ears are opening up. Like, wait, what? Ventress? Wait, what? Dark Disciple? Like, smart for them to, I usually don't agree with every Star Wars marketing decision, but this was good on them. Hello, friends, daughter, and son-in-law.
What's up, Mom? Simply, you raise a fantastic point. Simply says, I will probably read Lord of the Rings before the movies. Simply, this is my opinion. My advice would be, please don't do that.
What the heck?
The movies are perfect. The movies are pure masterpieces. But there is so much that's left out from the book and that's tweaked from the book that, like, if you put the time and energy into reading those books first and then you immediately go watch the movies, I feel like the viewing experience of the movies, those ones in particular, because they're so perfect, could be tainted.
Don't let Tom bully you out of this.
I'm just saying. Like, those movies are so perfect. Like, I watched those movies and never read the books before watching the movies. Granted, I had played some Lord of the Rings video games, so I kind of knew what was going on a little bit.
Nick Gundy's
but
with
those
you.
movies are so good. Nick's with me. Appreciate the backup.
But I got Sal on my side. Our audience is
He's
torn.
talking about Dark Disciple. He's not talking about the Lord of the Rings. So, so I think like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, those movies are just held to such a high pedestal.
No, I think they are
that
regarded.
like you could just watch them and enjoy them, and you're already gonna have a great time. And then for more context, more backstory, then deep dive into the books, and it'll give you all the stuff. But like,
this is a debate Tom and I constantly have, for the record, y'all, because when Kenobi was coming out, I should have just done it in secret. I should have just done it anyway, because I have, from my brother, the Kenobi Legends novel. And I said I wanted to read that. And Tom was like, no!
because it's a totally different storyline that takes place in the same time. So you're just gonna
So what would have been the harm?
you're gonna just do comparisons. You'll be like, oh, I love how the book did that better than the show, or oh my god, the show did this so much better than the book. Like, just enjoy the show with the music and the visuals. You get all of it. And then for details or differing opinions, then you can read the book afterwards. But like and also the difference between books and watching it is like, the books, you have to have your imagination. You read the words, but then your brain creates the visuals and the sound.
Point for my argument. Point.
No, it's not. It's a point for me.
No, it's a point for me. Where are you going?
Everybody has a different image in their book when they're reading the book.
Yes.
So when you watch the show, it's like, oh, that doesn't line up with what I was thinking. But if you start with the show first, that sets the standard for what it looks like, what it sounds like, what it feels like.
Then you're shutting your imagination off. Then you're negating your entire what your brain would conceive on its own accord. You're hindering your own imagination then, because
what's better, your imagination or the thing that you're actually watching? Your imagination
is the point of the book. It's a movie in your brain. Not for everybody, allegedly, because some people can't. Oh my god, I forgot freaking Percy Jackson comes out tonight. Holy flip. True. I keep forgetting. Oh my god, and it's the second to last episode. Oh my god, and the trailer looked really good for it last week.
Birdchurch, you nailed it. Yes, you generate the images and stuff in your brain.
Yes.
But if you do that before the show, it's a risk of being disappointed or being like, wow, this is so drastically different than what I was expecting.
But you know that the book was like the original, not intention, but you know that the book is the original conception of those
not for everything
characters. So like, for example, you know, I also, people's imaginations, your visualization all works different. Some people allegedly, according to science, don't even have visual eyes. Can't even close their eyes and picture something in their brain. I'm not like that. I'm a very visual reader. Like, especially recently, reading the Dune books has gotten me back into reading. I still don't read that much. They're the only books that I've read in the past, 3 years. But it's literally a movie in my brain, personally. Or, like, when I listen to audiobooks. For example, I'm very impressionable. So, like, you know, reading Dune, I read it before the movie came out. Granted, I know what the cast looked like, but the descriptions in the book, I formed my own ideas, formed my own ideas for the landscapes and stuff. Yeah, because I think I read the book before even a trailer came out. No, I read it after the trailers came out, or I don't know, I can't remember when. But anyway, case in point, I had my own. I don't know how to read.
Alex doesn't know how to read.
I had my own visualizations,
You'll get there one day.
Ideas.
You'll get there one day.
My own ideas. Versus when we went to see Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, the Hunger Games prequel. I didn't read that book, and I told you I was listening to the audiobook. And the movie was
awesome.
Yes. But I told you I was listening to the audiobook, and then I just couldn't get the images from everybody in the movie out of my head. I wasn't able to form my own. My imagination took the back seat, and I didn't have to use my visualization skills. That's a whole part of reading, being a visual reader. Anyway, we could go on and on about this. This is not. Well,
I think it's your preference of you want the book to be fact, but the problem with the book is your vision of what's young Snoke.
Where are the pictures?
Snow looks like is going to be totally different from my vision. So the movie is like undisputed fact. This is what it looks like. Everybody is looking at the same thing. They're hearing the same music. They're hearing the same sounds. Unless you're blind or deaf or visually impaired or something of that nature. But it's like, that is fact. There's no disputing what the Black Gate looks like in Return of the King. But when you read the book, everybody can have their own different interpretation. So like, from my perspective, you take what is undisputed and everybody is starting at the same playing field, which is what's on the screen, what's coming out of the speakers. And that gives you like the true fact. And then the book's just going to give you so much more detail and inner dialogue, and you get more sense of the feelings and things that you can't put on the screen. But the movie is still, everybody has that same image in their head. So like, you have to treat that as fact, versus my opinion. Versus like, when there's a difference between the book and the movie, if you watch, if I read the book first and the movie changes something, it's like my head just goes to pieces, because it's like, well, this is supposed to be fact because this is what everybody's watching, but the book does something different. Versus like, if you just watch the movie first and then you read the book and there's a difference, at least for me, it's so much easier to say like, oh yeah, this is because this is one person's perspective reading the book. It's not truly what happened, because what truly would happen is what we saw in the movie theater, because everybody else who's seen that movie saw the exact same thing. Versus the book, it's not visual. There's no auditory sense, unless you're reading an audiobook or listening. listening
That's
to
not
an
the
audiobook.
logic. That's not the.
That's
yeah,
my
you
logic.
Can, okay, yeah, you can argue
that's totally my
whatever
logic.
is canonized on film in live action is what truly happens. But
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
We're gonna agree to disagree on this one. Moral of the story is, I'm not allowed to read Dark Disciple beforehand. So if I do, I gotta do it in secret.
No.
We've got.
It's not even the same story.
Anyway,
It's not even the
anyway,
same- All I'm
anyway.
saying, if you go in blind and you see Ventress and she shows up, you're gonna be like, "Oh, this is
I want to know the
awesome."
buzz. I
You're
want to
gonna
be
have
in on the buzz of what
who
everyone's
cares
talking
about the buzz?
about. Oh my
Because
God.
people are riled up and they're concerned. Do you want to be anxious? Do you want to be stressed? All
I
you're
just
gonna do
wanna
is
be
read the
in.
book, and then you're gonna be in the
I want to
camp.
be in on it. I want to be in on the knowledge. What everyone else
Read
is
it after the show comes out,
Anyway.
and then you can be like, "Wow, that's
Anyway.
what everybody was messed up," and then you can either agree or disagree with how they handled it. But if you read it and disagree before the show even comes out, then your experience watching the show is gonna be tainted. You're gonna have a tainted experience of reading the show.
This
So.
took quite a turn, y'all. This was the true Dork Discourse for the night, the debate. Alex
Yeah.
is here. Let's go. And don't forget, y'all, he and I are going to be going live in T-minus
Screw that buzz.
a little less than
Thank
50
you, Nick.
minutes. But yeah, take a poll. We have 10 minutes left, folks, before we got to sign off. And I know I usually say that, but I actually need some time to pregame before Alex and I go live for our early edition of Evil Ewok this week. So we actually only have 9 minutes left. Do you want to finish off with a poll for the
Sure.
evening? Ooh, I have an idea for one, but I feel like maybe we're on the same page.
I think we can have 2 polls.
No, we're doing one. We have 9 minutes left. Each poll takes us like 10 minutes. One poll. One poll. You did a poll.
I didn't
You did your
realize
2
we had the
polls.
Queen of polls.
You did your 2 polls. You did one at the beginning.
Beginning polls don't count.
Oh my god, they do.
Beginning polls don't count. This will be interesting. I think I know how it's going to go, but we need to just do it to see.
All right, so again, for those, if our polls have been glitching, in case you, oh, come on.
This is why we need
Seriously,
2.
I should, no, we're not doing 2. This is our poll for the night.
Ugh, you are no
Fire
fun.
away. This is our poll. You get
No
one poll,
fun
and this
cat.
is what Tom chose.
No.
What do you prefer to
fun
do
cat.
first? Option 1, read the book / comic, or option 2, watch the movie or show? Oh, come on, y'all. Be on my side. Be on
And
my
this is
side.
a pure grading of who is the better debater. Who
No.
has the more better facts.
No.
50-50 right now.
50-50.
So
50-50 split. Let's just
23
keep it
people
right there.
watching, 8
Let's just
votes
keep
in.
it right there.
And in all fairness, there are other variables other than just this. What was released first, sometimes you don't even have a choice. Like if you read something, but then a movie comes way later or a show comes way later, then it's like, okay. But like
Yes.
what we're really talking about is like if you're jumping into something that you have no idea what it's about, where are you going to start? If you're starting from scratch, like
That should have been our poll,
where are you
Dark
gonna
Knight.
where are you gonna
Over or
where
under?
are you gonna start?
35% tech is still alive.
Yeah, Alex, you gotta
There's-
tackle the reading problem first before you dive into the comics, and then after that you'll enjoy it way more. I promise you.
It's true. We didn't even talk about tech. Yes, there were theories that there were some. There's somebody in the trailer that perhaps could be Tech, a Winter Soldier version of him, revived for evil purposes. I don't know. I feel like the fact that they reminded us of his death, they re-showed it, could be like a gotcha. Could be like a, oh, remember when he died? Remember when he plummeted to his death? Oh, no, I don't know. If he's
Tech is dead.
if he's truly dead, then many of us are about to be disappointed, because I feel like we all unanimously were just like, there's no way, because frankly, it's true. Star Wars has a reputation now. You can't, if there's no body, if you do not see a body, that
Even if
person
you
is
see the
still
body,
alive.
they could still be
That's
alive.
true. Even if
Even if you see it,
they can be
still
alive. So
Sabine, prime, latest, greatest example.
Sabine.
Sabine.
Oh, true.
Shin bludgeons her through her chest right through. What was that? It was cut on this side, so it wasn't her heart.
No, it was surgically
but still,
reparable, but I
Maul
think
hit Qui-Gon with the same.
yeah, I think if he
chest
had
punch.
access to the same medical help, Qui-Gon could have survived. It's also in the future, you know, medicine changes. So yeah, the same shank to the torso that would have killed Qui-Gon, you know, they probably had better surgical skills by the time Sabine rolls around.
Medicine
Change.
changes.
It does.
Qui-Gon had access to.
Listen, if we were up in the medieval times,
Not in
we
Star
would
Wars
be...
times. Look at if you look at the level of technological status exists in the Star Wars
Yeah, they're
world
still futuristic
when
and
you go to
advanced.
Phantom Menace and when you go to even all the way to Rise of Skywalker.
There's a lot of...
Nothing has changed. Same ships, same way of transportation, and that's like almost 100-year span between the two movies. It's the same stuff. It's nothing has changed except now there's a dyad. Like, so medicine wise, if you've gone 100 years and nothing has changed except for just building a Death Star and then building a bigger one and then building a Starkiller base and then building a million ships with that same technology. Ultimately, it's the same technology. They've just made it bigger. So
they
if
have
you've
bigger
gone
Band-Aid.
if you've gone 100 years
That's the story.
and that's your level of evolution, you got to take the same application in all other fields as well, medicine included. Clearly accounting, because Padme still
my God.
is being hunted by the Republic IRS, the New Republic IRS, even the Imperial IRS are still going after her, even after her death, because of all of her tax fraud. So clearly their accounting industry and field of tax
Charlie,
collection
when was
is still
Bacta
pretty-
invented? Charlie makes a good point. When was Bacta a thing?
True, we don't really see any Bacta
Qui-Gon
tanks.
needed that, yeah.
True. Fair. But Bacta possibly could have been a post-Republic invention.
You can only die
Perhaps,
if you're
yeah.
eaten by a tribe of ravenous Ewoks.
Yeah.
True, that is the only confirmed kill. Clearly it's Star Wars anymore.
All right. Sean with the facts. In KOTOR, there are old Bacta tanks in the Old Republic. So,
Alright.
there we go.
I demand a recount.
I know, we're still split. 50,
I kind of want to
50
end it now so
split.
that neither of us...
No one wants to break the
Nobody
tie.
do it. I like it. I like it
No one wants to
50-50.
break the tie.
I'm ending it. I'm ending it.
I mean, it explains why each of us are so passionate about our views, because
We're not
clearly
in the wrong.
it's a pretty big split.
Neither of us is in the
And
wrong.
clearly there's not a clear-cut answer of what's the best, because there's so many variables. It's a multi variable equation, and
Yeah.
trying to figure it all out, it clicks one way in some person's brain, it clicks the wrong way in other people's brain, but it's still...
You are a
No,
menace.
I can't say wrong because 50% of the voters in the
Yeah,
chat also said. So
clearly
it's not the wrong.
You're
it's
out here
It's different.
telling me that I have crazy ways whenever I express that I want to read a book to pregame
From
for
my
the film or
perspective-
television adaptation, and you're like, no,
From
it's
my
the end of the
perspective,
world.
it is crazy. From your perspective, it's not crazy.
Yeah,
Does that mean that it's wrong?
It's circumstantial.
No, it's
Listen,
differential opinions.
It's circumstantial. I genuinely believe that you would have appreciated Dune had you read the book. I genuinely believe I would not have understood a single thing happening in Dune, and therefore would not have liked it as much if I didn't read the book. So you know what? It comes and goes. It has. There's two sides to every coin, but that took quite a turn. We talked a lot. We really went off the rails there. Perhaps we'll come back for a full-fledged episode where we can both form our arguments more thoroughly and really hash this out for good.
Listen,
And then we'll conduct
you
an
don't
ultimate
want me
poll
to-
to see.
You don't want me to bring out my notepad and do thorough,
Tom's gonna bring back the suit.
thorough research before we stream.
Tom's
about
gonna
that.
bring back the suit.
Yeah.
The notepad. Anyway, that was our stream for this evening, folks. We covered a lot of ground. Don't forget, Alex and I are going live in T-minus 40 minutes right here back on the channel. You'll be able to watch it here or over on ADHD if you're subscribed to me. I'm sure you're subscribed over there, but if not, go check them out. I will have their channel link in the description when my stream goes live with them. But catch you guys in T-minus 40 minutes. Thanks, Tom, for showing up on time. And
The Bookworm Slayer. Listen, I'm not against books. I
Suit
have
and
read
notepad.
a lot of these books that she's talking about.
Somehow, the suit return.
I've read plenty of books, so I'm not against the books. It's just the order
Tom Solo
that we're
stream.
going back.
This is true. We don't have to
So-
end if Tom wants to keep going, but I gotta eat. I gotta eat dinner. I gotta break for.
Well, we didn't really talk about the contents of the Bad Batch trailer, outside of Ventress and Palpatine, end goal theories.
Well,
I mean,
we can do it next week.
it's exciting. It's exciting stuff.
T-Mon, you have
Yeah.
60 seconds to say your piece.
Well, I think I'm kind of what we were talking about yesterday. I mean, the fact that Palpatine is involved and in person and talking to Hemlock or whoever he's talking to, saying, you might not realize how important this is, but this is vital. This is the most important thing that the Empire even has going for it.
Mhm.
So you need to do whatever it takes to get this done. So the fact that we're getting that Palpatine clarification of, yeah, this is the most important thing. This is my highest priority. The fact that we're getting that from Palpatine itself really emphasizes that, okay, whatever's going on Mount Tantus is
Life or death.
the biggest deal. And so the fact that we're getting that prefix in the trailer of him emphasizing this is the biggest deal really helps emphasize the importance of the show and the importance of the plot that we're about to get in this season. So that's my main takeaway, is that this storyline is at the top of Palpatine's priority. Therefore, watching it is certainly at the top of my priority, because I want to know what's going on in Palpatine's head and what he thinks is the most important venture that the Empire is invested in. So,
Yeah. No, more Palpatine is never a
yeah.
bad thing. So,
Yeah.
and even just his one appearance in season 2, you know, shook us to our core. It was brief, but it was awesome. So to hope that there will be perhaps even more of him, if not at least equal amounts, hopefully. But even more, definitely will be exciting. Well, thank you folks so much for joining. Perhaps we'll continue the Bad Batch conversation. Although next week should be a Percy Jackson pregame for the finale. I keep forgetting. The show's over next week, and I'm not going to remember even by then that Percy Jackson comes out on Tuesdays, but not for much longer. So it's not even it's not even it's pointless at this point for my brain to kick in. But if you're watching Percy Jackson, enjoy tonight. Maybe next week we'll do a pregame episode to share our thoughts on the series so far as a whole. Maybe we'll bring in a special guest. Tom's been wanting to bring on a guest to discuss Percy Jackson, who is a fellow fan. So
Perhaps.
maybe we should arrange that. That could be fun. We'll see. That would be really fun. So stay tuned. But no matter
the problem
what,
is if we do it before, you don't know what happens in the finale. And we're just going to want to talk about what happens.
well,
and
then
where we
maybe
think it's gonna go.
it can be
So
a
maybe
Tom
it
and
should
guest
be-
episode.
Maybe it should be after.
No, maybe.
No, you have to be involved. But if we do it a week later afterwards, then
Oh,
that would make more sense, because then you and anyone else who's watching who
or we could
watches
just have a
watching that
later
show
episode.
and doesn't and is not aware of what happens.
Ooh,
then-
spicy.
then,
Sensei. We'll see. We'll
then we could
figure it
all
out.
be rejoicing and discussing together.
We'll figure it out.
So
Well, stay tuned. We'll figure it out. But either way, thank you guys so much for joining us for tonight's installment of Dork Discourse. We'll be back same time, same place next week, maybe with a
Yep.
guest, maybe not. Regardless, thank you guys so much for watching and dealing with our antics. We had quite the debates
Yeah.
tonight, but thank you guys for putting up with us.
this is a particularly heated.
Yes. And you
episode
weren't
of
even
Dork
wearing your
Discourse,
suit
so-
or notepad.
Well, I wasn't
Dang.
anticipating that discussion.
OG
coming up.
Dork Discourse
know we've had
vibes
that
came out
discussion-
tonight. I
I
know.
feel like we've had a Dork Discourse episode where we've talked about the books versus movies in the past.
Maybe.
I know we've had it just sitting on the couch between the two of
Yep.
us. Um,
Now we have witnesses and we have equal
It is.
equal
That honest
backup behind us. I have reinforcements.
It makes, if you guys haven't been able to tell, we don't really agree on anything. There's very little that two of us actually agree on right out of the gate.
How did this
Like, if
happen? I don't know.
If she, yeah, and guess what? We are married.
How did this
We're a
happen?
married couple, and I can confidently say that we don't really agree on anything. Like if she says something, I will almost always like instantly disagree, and vice versa. If I say something, she'll be like, "What are you talking about?" and almost instantly disagree. So, I mean, we rarely agree on anything. So, it's
Avatar State Cat versus Tom in a suit. Yes, that is peak Dork Discourse. No, it's all in good fun,
so, yeah.
and you guys are our backup. You help reinforce. You get to pick sides, Team Tom, Team Cat. So, hope you guys enjoyed tonight's antics. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, night, morning, evening, 3 a.m., whatever time it may be. My mom's coming. Opposites to attract.
Catherine gets the
We get it
passed
from
down in the
my
gene pool
parents.
from Catherine's parents. So.
Oh goodness.
No,
Genetics-
Sean, we're not constantly fighting. Like it's not.
No,
like,
it's not a Dork
disagreeing on
Discourse
things that
24/7.
like are like real life, like actual fights. Like if you're talking about like bills or I don't know, groceries or like I can't even list of what like common couple fights are because we don't really have the
Politics?
to-
I
yeah,
don't know.
well.
We disagree about that. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're tangenting.
Anyway,
We're tangenting.
we don't let that get in the way of our
A
relationship.
common couple fight that we do have is wanting to get a pet and the
Yes.
other one not wanting
Yes.
to.
Now
so.
we're going to transition into couples therapy and couple
Oh Jesus! All right.
and couple.
Before this gets
life
carried away, thank
podcast.
you all so much for watching.
So.
Catch you guys again soon for Evil Ewok and T-minus 30 minutes at this point, but hope you guys have a great rest of your day, night, morning, evening, 3 a.m., whatever time it may be. And we'll see you all again very, very soon. All right. No more. We're
Sean's
going.
the Bendu. He's the one in the middle. Yes, thank you
Yes.
all for mediating, even though you're split 50-50 too. So
Camera stays on accidentally. We went, it's so funny.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
we
could
just
y'all
start
imagine?
screaming at each other?
Oh my
Yeah.
god, no. Don't worry. We always get everything resolved while we're on stream. So, all right. We'll catch you guys again very, very soon. Have a great week, friends. Love you guys.
See y'all later.